to the who, what, where of the Woodlands. Today I have Natalia. Natalia, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. Hi everyone, I am Natalia Turnquest and I own the Woodlands Business Coach. It is a coaching practice that specializes in digital marketing and startups. So if you are starting a business, whether it's physical or online, I'm your go-to girl for all things digital marketing. And if you need that foundational aspect, I have lots of programs, checklists, and just guides to help you make the right decisions, because that's actually where a lot of people get tripped up.
Okay.
They don't know where to start, they don't know what to do. So that's where I come in.
Awesome. And how did you start that business? And she actually owns multiple businesses, and we'll get into that for sure. But how did you decide to start?
I decided to start because I absolutely love helping people.
Me too.
It is a natural gift of mine to help people.
Absolutely.
If you need help, you really should seek help. I find that there are only two types of people in this world: those who are helping others and those who need help. It's okay if you're one of those that need help, because not all of us can just literally gung-ho and know what to do without needing anyone's help. That's the way life is designed. We're here to serve each other. So I started this business because I recognized early on that I have a natural ability and a willingness and a passion to help others.
That's awesome.
Simple.
Very cool. So can you tell us about a couple of other of your businesses?
Sure. So a couple of my other businesses, I have Providence Corporate Services. I do consulting for legal professionals and business consultants. I do company formation and management, notarial services, apostilles, anything that's tied to a corporation. So if you have an LLC, you have an Inc., you've got real estate documents that you need notarized or apostilled for out of the country, multinational transactional documents, I handle all of that. I also have clients that have Texas LLCs, and they've got those Texas LLCs are tied to international business structures. So that's where the corporate services comes in. And then I am a website developer, which is something that I started when I was a teenager.
Oh, wow.
So I built my first website in 1999.
Awesome.
And as you can see, it's now 2021. It's been a while. But I find that a lot of business owners struggle with not just digital marketing, but website. And you know, if you're not a website builder, if not, it's not something that you're naturally gifted at doing, please just outsource that. You are either going to learn it yourself, which is actually, I have my own course. So if you go to my website, which we'll talk about later.
Yes, I'm gonna put it in I'll definitely put all contact information for her if you're interested at the bottom.
Thank you. So yeah, I have my own course, because if you do have the time as a small business owner and you want to learn how to do your own website, which there's nothing wrong with that either, then that option is there for you. So I help my clients build their own websites, or I build it for them. And that's basically the gist of my Woodlands business. So my businesses here in the Woodlands are the Woodlands Business Coach, Providence Corporate Services, and the WordPress Diva.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Do you find a lot of, I feel like an independent person, and I will struggle to make the website until I'm drowning, and then finally reach out. Do you find a lot of people find it soothing coming to you and you take over and let them relax?
So Amber, let me give you one piece of advice when it comes to small business owners. Small business owners, number one, their goal is to keep as much money in their pocket as possible. And so they know that they're going to have to wear a lot of hats and do all of these things themselves, which is fine. But it's going to come to a point in their business where, as their business grows, they're going to realize that, you know what, I don't want to do this. It's stressing me out. I'm making enough money in my business now where I can afford to hire help. When someone is first starting out and they're bootstrapping their business, that's a business term that we use, by the way, in the business lingo world. Bootstrapping means you're starting with zero to little as possible money. So you have to do everything yourself, or you get friends and family to help you for free.
Okay.
So a small business owner at the beginning is going to try to bootstrap everything. And that's a human tendency, not just a small business tendency. It's the human nature to want to do things by ourselves without help.
Absolutely.
But until you recognize that you need help, you're not going to grow until you recognize what's stopping you, which is my new podcast coming up. That is actually the title, What's Stopping You?
Okay.
Because it's about getting small business owners to realize that if you don't tackle those things that are stopping you, you're not going to grow past that point. But you have to be able to identify them.
Okay.
So yeah, just like you're not alone. Everyone wants to, oh, I can do it myself. I can do it myself.
And all these hours of my
time. Right here. I'll wait. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think as a business owner, it's important to see where your time is spent the most valuably. And instead of spending hours and hours making a website, you need to ask for help and find ways to maybe curate more work for yourself.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So what other businesses do you have besides Around the Woodlands?
So besides Around the Woodlands, I actually am helping my mom launch a new website.
Oh, nice.
And a business. But that's top secret. I can't really talk about that right now. But my mom is who I get my entrepreneurial spirit from. She got it from her dad. So my mom is launching a new business, and she's actually one of my biggest coaching clients. She is a coaching client. And I'm helping her with her new business because, you know, at the end of the day, my mom, yes, she is even more of a diva than I am, I would say. But she knows what she wants to do with this business, which is have an impact on a certain type of people around the world. And I'm helping her with that business. But my other businesses, and I'll really tell you how I got started in business. Okay. Long story short, I promise. When I was a teenager, I realized that one of my love languages, and if you've ever read the Love Languages book by Gary Chapman, The 5 Love Languages, if you don't know them, you should read that book. One of my love languages is not material things. So when I realized that when people would give me gifts, because I'm an internet baby, and what that means is that I was born literally using the internet, I started selling the gifts that I got online. Not because I didn't treasure or, you know, appreciate the gifts, but because instead of the pair of socks, I wanted, you know, the book from the bookstore or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, you're kind of like switching things out, not that you're
so
just
how I got started in business is actually online retail.
Okay.
So I would buy things, or the things that I received, I would sell them online. And that's really how I got started in business. Although I knew about business because my grandfather was a businessman and his mom was a businessman, and my parents had a side business together. So I knew about the principles of business already. But my own personal business, my first one was online selling.
That's awesome.
And then I moved into import-export. So literally just taking goods and items from the United States and exporting them around the world.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So where would you see your business in the future?
I see my business in the future growing to not conglomerate size. To be honest with you, I mean, yes, everyone should have a bigger picture of their business. The point of business is that it would grow beyond you. If you're not seeing that vision in your business, something might be a little bit off there, because there's a point between a hobby and a business and growth. And especially if you have children and you want to pass that business on to them, there should be an element of growth, and that growth comes through vision. So what I eventually see is my business growing to the point where when I'm no longer there, my business is still carrying on, because I personally believe that my business can have a positive impact on others, and I would like to see that carried on through a family member, preferably. But if not, I might just sell it.
And someday you'd like to retire, right? And
no, never.
No?
No. I mean, think about it. Like, we say retirement, but retirement is more so an issue for people who are employed.
That's
you know?
a good point. I've never thought of it like that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
think about it. Like,
That's
HR will come to your office and say, hey, you're 65 now. You can go home because, you know, you're kind of a little too old to be working here. You know?
That's very true.
So retirement is really more tied to the job world, you know, the employment world. Mm-hmm. Someone who has a business would probably want to do that for the rest of their lives because, you know, they're passionate about it. And that's really the type of businesses you should be starting. that you're passionate about it, you want to take that with you.
Absolutely.
No, I mean, not to the grave, but
no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason why at 85 or 90, as long as you're physically and emotionally and mentally able to continue to carry on that business, you would still want to have some type of hands-on element into it. So, no, I'm never going to retire.
Awesome. I can totally understand. Yeah, absolutely. Because it is something, like, a business is something that you choose, you picked it out yourself, it's something that you're passionate about, it's not something that you're just going to like get rid of.
Right, yeah, no. If you're really passionate about that business, you want to be in that business for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Unless you're like Jeff Bezos and you decide that, okay, that conglomerate that I built called Amazon.com, I now want to go to the moon, so you have to have that. I'm on to bigger and better things now.
Absolutely.
You know, unless you get to that point.
Right.
You know. But of course, don't forget that that was always a passion of his. And he built up Amazon.com, and the revenue from that, you know, his profits to fund the dream that he always had. It's not like one day he decides, oh, what am I going to do next? No, he always knew that he wanted to do that. He just clearly didn't have the time or the money to do so.
Interesting.
So,
all right. Well, thank you so much for being on Who What Where of the Woodlands. It was
Thank
so
you.
nice to meet you. Seriously, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Robert. It was nice to meet you too. And you know what? I think that you're going to do great with this podcast series that you're doing, because people need to know that, you know, there's help out there, and they need to know who to connect.
Absolutely.
So if you're in the Woodlands area, definitely follow this channel. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Yes.
I'm just saying. I'm going to plug that in for you.
Absolutely.
She's going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. Make sure you like and subscribe, because at the end of the day, you need to know who you need to know.
Absolutely. And in the description below, I'm going to make sure that I have all of her information. So if you guys want to follow up with her,
Yes.
I highly suggest that you do. But her website and everything will be listed below. She has workshops going on and things I've seen.
Always,
yes.
Always have a workshop.
So definitely look her up. I will have all the information below, like I said. And don't forget, I'm also a real estate agent. Like she was talking about hooking people up together. I absolutely love working with small business owners. And I also love the field of real estate because I'm basically matchmaking people with the perfect house and sellers and buyers. So if you ever need my help, let me know. My information will also be at the bottom. So thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right, bye guys. Bye.